Okay, so when we're having to do these live lessons, if you're doing live lessons, it may be hard to come up with things to use as the live lesson. So, what I have found to be helpful that I used this last week and was still a little rocky, but I think if we do it all the time, the kids will get used to it. In my math class, we generally had a paper math journal that we worked stuff in together. But because the whole paper product problem of getting them their paper and then getting it back to me is difficult, I started using digital Google Classroom slides that I would purchase off Teacher Pay Teachers. I've used them before in the past, probably 4 years ago. And back then, all you had to search on Teachers Pay Teachers was digital Google Classroom. Now you can search digital distance learning, and you can find all kinds of wonderful products that other educators have made. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to post that so that each of your students has their own copy and can work on their own copy. So if you want to, go ahead and split your screen right now so you can work with me. When I do a live lesson, I say that like I've been doing it for years. I haven't. When I did a live lesson, and I've actually done three live lessons this past week. I actually had them open the same digital slide set that I had, and I had them work on theirs while I worked on mine. That way, I knew that they were working with me. Inside that digital slide, before I sent it out to the kids, I went in and I added hearts to different slides to let them know that those were the slides that I wanted them to practice before they went to the assignment for a grade. And I wanted them to practice those and turn those into me so that I could look at them and give them feedback and invite them to one-on-one sessions if I saw, based on their practice work, that they needed some assistance. So, all right, let's get started. So I added myself as a student because the last time I had no students. Remember that the stream is just like an announcement board, a quick newsletter. So you're going to go to classwork and you're going to create an assignment. You do not want to use Cami assignment with this one if you are using a digital classroom set. Now, if you're using paper and you want them to write what you write, I would use the Cami assignment. Okay, so because I actually have a Google slide deck that I want to use, I am going to create an assignment. And I'm going to call the assignment live lesson journal work. And it's going to be, let's see, place value. Let's pick one that's pretty easy. Okay, and then in my instructions, I'm going to remind them, remember to open a split screen with these slides on one screen and your Zoom meeting on the other. Okay, and then I'm going to add, and you can add YouTube videos, regular files that you have downloaded to the hard drive of your computer, or links. I'm going to show you the link option in a moment with a clickable slide that I made earlier. So for this purpose, I'm going to use the Google Drive. I am going to find, where's my place value? There we go. Decimal place value. do not remember who made this one, who I bought this from. I would love to give her credit. So I will go search for that and I will place it in the comments of the video. So if you put students can view the file, they will not be able to see, they will not be able to do their own work. They'll just be able to see it. If you click, they can edit it. They can change your document. All of your students will be working on the same document. So if this is something you want them to have their own copy of, you're going to need to click make a copy for each student. Now, when the student looks for their work, it's going to have their name in front of it. It's going to have their name in front of the assignment that's listed there. Okay, so you can change it to no points. Since this is actually like a teacher's lesson, it's ungraded. You can put a due date on there. And of course, I would always add the topic for the week that we're using it, because their screen is going to start looking overwhelming. And you don't want to delete a whole bunch of stuff, because they can use that as a place to go back and look how to do things when they get confused. So I'm going to assign that. Now, once I assign it, if I do anything on my copy, it will not change on theirs. So if you're wanting to delete slides that you don't want them to do, I would do that before you shared it with them. Now, let's say that you have multiple Google Classrooms here, and it's easy to create the same assignment using the reuse post for each class. So you would go to your other class from that you would find over here. I only have one in this one, and you would reuse it. So I'm going to show you how I would use the Google Drive, the Google Slide, the digital slides as a lesson template. Let's let it load. Today would be nice. Today would be nice. Okay, so like I said a moment ago, usually before I release this to the kids, I go through and study the slides that I think that we can do in that time frame. I delete any slide that I do not think we have the time to get to, or that I think it repeats too much. Okay, so then I would decide how many do I want the kids to do. Do I want them to do all of these or no? And maybe you don't want to delete the slides because you might want to revisit it in the second lesson. So what I use for those is I use big X's. So what I'm going to do here is I would have this open. The kids would have theirs open in a split screen with the live lesson on the other split screen. And we would do this together. So we would ask ourselves, what's going on here? I would read the directions, and then I would drag those where they need to go. And I would ask them to please drag where they need to go. And then this is a fraction. So this would be 580 out of 100. So, and then I would do the next one. And then we would do the next one. And then I would say, I would like for you to do this one. And before I roll this out to the kids, maybe I put something on here that they know that's one I want them to do. Or while they're with me, I'll say, you know what? Let's put a smiley face here and color that smiley face yellow, because this is the one I want you to do on your own after our lesson today. So that's one way that you can use the digital Google Classroom slides from Teacher Pay Teacher, or you can make your own. But I will say that there are a lot of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful digital classroom distance learning Google Slides in Teacher Pay Teacher. And again, I will find the author of this one, and I will give her credit in the comments of this video. So I hope this was helpful. And I have the kids turn these in. so I can go and look at them and see where their struggles are. And then on the right hand side, you can post comments, or you can actually open these in Cami and post a voice comment as well. So hope that was helpful. I have a couple more that I want to upload, and then I will be done for this evening. Happy teaching.